Hi everyone, I'm Rosarelli, and for those of you that don't know, I am Andy's wife. We're in my kitchen and I'm going to teach you guys how to make some cake pops. But first, I wanted to invite everyone to our Monday night service. To get more information, click on the link down below in this video and join us. Alrighty guys, so we're going to start with our cake base. I'm going to be making a chocolate cake for our cake balls. You can make them from scratch like me, or if you want, you can always pick up a cake mix and make it from the box. Just follow the instructions. So I have 3 cups of flour already in my mixer. I'm going to be adding some baking powder and some baking soda, as well as some salt. I'm going to go ahead and whisk up these dry ingredients first. I also have, 2 2/3 cups of sugar, of granulated sugar. It's a lot of sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that. And to make it a chocolate cake, I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. Okay. So now that all of the dry ingredients are well mixed together, I'm going to start adding in my wet ingredients. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of vanilla and some oil. So I have 3/4 cups of oil. I'm going to add that in. Keep that mixing. I also have a 1.5 cups of hot coffee, so that kind of helps bring out that chocolate flavor. I have 1 cup of milk. The recipe calls for buttermilk, but I didn't have any, so I'm just going to use regular whole milk. Starting to smell really good, guys. Now I'm going to add 1 egg at a time. Oh, actually 2 eggs at a time. It's okay. Okay, so everything's all mixed together. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into my pan. I've sprayed it with some non-stick spray, cooking spray. There goes all my dishes in the sink. And then we're gonna pop this in the oven at 350 degrees. Follow the recipe directions for about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on your oven. So the batter looks really wet, really liquidy, and that's okay. It actually helps the cake be a more moist consistency. So I got a lot of good reviews. People that have had this cake really love it because it's so moist. All right, so once your cake has fully baked and is cold to the touch, you can go ahead and start breaking it apart to crumble your cake and use that for your cake pop. So I like to just take off a big piece and start adding as I need it. Okay, so once your cake is completely crumbled, you can go ahead and start adding whatever type of icing or frosting you prefer. So I have just the vanilla plain frosting that I'm going to add. So I'm going to add about a scoopful at a time. I don't like to add the whole jar or even half of it. I find that it's too sweet when you add that much frosting. So add a little bit at a time, and if you need to add more, you can always add more. You can never take it out. Also, thanks to Lisa and Morgan for this wonderful spatula. So you're gonna mix the frosting in to make it kind of like a Play-Doh-y type consistency, so that when you pick it up, you can actually mold it and make a ball shape. Okay, it's pretty much there. It all feels about the same. Feels pretty doughy. For those of you that play with Play-Doh or bake and make bread, you kind of know that dough type texture. So what I'm gonna use is I'm gonna be using an ice cream scooper to evenly pick the same amount of cake batter each time. You guys can use a spoon, you can use a measuring spoon, anything that you can use to keep the same size balls so that they all look the same, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and use my ice cream scooper to scoop out even size cake balls. And I'm gonna go ahead and roll those out. So this takes a bit of time, but it's okay, be patient. Try to get it as even as you can so they're nice round balls and that they don't have any cracks or lumps in them because it'll show up later. All right, now that I finished molding out the shape of the cake balls, I can go ahead and insert the sticks. So you guys can buy these sticks at Michael's, at Hobby Lobby, also some grocery stores and Walmart carry lollipop sticks or treat sticks. And I use candy melts, or you can melt any kind of chocolate that you have on hand and use that to coat your cake pops. I already melted a few in this glass cup. So I'm gonna dip my stick into some of the chocolate and I'm going to go ahead and insert the stick into the chocolate pop. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert the sticks into all of them and I'm gonna refrigerate them for about 15 minutes. I'll go ahead and do that now. Alrighty friends, so our cake pops are set. They were in the fridge for 15 minutes, then I took them out, let them come to room temperature so that they won't crack when you put them into the hot chocolate, okay? So this part's kind of tricky. I'm not always successful. Sometimes they fall off the stick or sometimes they'll crack, so I'm not a professional. It just takes practice and a lot of patience. So don't be too hard on yourselves, okay? Here we go. Dunk it and rotate the ball and allow that excess chocolate to dip back into the cup. I'm gently tapping the stick on the edge of the glass so that the excess chocolate will come off. If we don't take it off now, it'll run off into the stick or onto other cake balls, and you don't want to have that happen. So I happen to have a cake pop stand, but if you don't have that at home, that's okay. You can use any kind of styrofoam that you may have. I also have a styrofoam, what is this one? Floral foam. So you can use that and just punch holes in it so you can have your cake ball stand ready to go. So now that most of the excess chocolate has dripped off and we don't have too much falling off, I'm actually going to put some sprinkles. So you can choose what kind of colored sprinkles you want for your cake pops. I've chosen some red, white, and blue in honor of the 4th of July holiday. So it's up to you really what you want to do. Just make sure to put the sprinkles on before the chocolate completely sets and dries. But I'll go ahead and get that started on my stand and have another cake ball dunked. Alrighty friends, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but I hope those tips were helpful and I hope that you guys get to make them at home. If you do, please share with me, make some comments on the video to let us know that you made them. And I would love to see your cake pops. All right, see you next time.